Uh, yeah, I welcome all on the behalf of Department of Zoology to webinar on Learning Lessons from Nature by Dr. Parish Pandya, organized under the aegis of DBT Star College Scheme 2020-21. Now I request our ever supporting dynamic and very talented IC principal Dr. Neha Jaktani ma'am to give welcome address.
If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Life is all a matter of perception. Hello, and a very warm welcome to the lecture organized by the Zoology Department by the eminent Dr. Parvesh Pandya, who is the Consultant Vice President, Dev Law Group of United States of America and former Associate Professor and Vice Principal, Bhavans College, Andheri. I'd like to take a different perspective of nature of the human being. I read a very nice story some time ago. It was about a saint, and he was giving a discourse or recital of Bhagavad Gita in a village. All the villagers were attending that recital discourse. He saw behind that there was this huge cobra snake, and he was also watching. And everybody would get scared of that cobra snake because he would bite people and people would run away. So, hearing that Bhagavad Gita recital of that saint, it brought a unique sense of calmness in that snake, and he just decided not to harm anybody. So he would just sit quietly. 1 month later, when the saint went again back to that village, he saw that at the end of his recital, the snake was there, but he was totally mutilated, bleeding, totally torn. So after the recital was over, he went to him and asked him, made your condition in this manner? He said, I saw your recital. The Bhagavad Gita says, don't harm anyone. He said, you heard only half of it. Don't harm anyone, but don't go against nature. Don't go against what your characteristics are. If you're a snake, you need not bite, but you definitely need to hiss. Otherwise, everybody is jumping on you, stepping on you, throwing stones at you, and taking you for granted. Moral of the story is whatever position we have been given in life, a teacher, student, wife, husband, daughter, son in law, mother, whatever the position we have, we need to maintain our position and not go against nature. Don't harm anybody, but definitely hiss so that nobody also takes you for granted. I'd like to welcome Dr. Parvish Pandya and thank him for enlightening our students about nature and the wondrous beauty of nature. I think India is the most beautiful country in the world with the beauty of Himalayas, Kullu Manali, the beaches of Goa, the temples of the south, as well as the beautiful Leh Ladakh. India is a marvel, and nature teaches us so many beautiful lessons. Not force the buds, but they open at the right time. I'd like to congratulate the head of the department, Ms. Lata Sardesai, and her very enthusiastic team, Dr. Lalna Khote, Professor Manoj Kadam, and Professor Nikhil Disoria, and the entire zoology department and the students who are joining in today, because this is something which will open your eyes to the beauty of nature and it will make you learn a lot. So absorb a lot, learn a lot, and implement it. Thank you for joining us. I like to conclude with a beautiful thought. Life is a song. When you're happy, you understand the music. When you're sad, you understand the lyrics. So it's always a combination of music and lyrics. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful welcome note. I now request Dr. Lalna Khot, madam, to introduce the speaker.
Thank you, Nikhil. Dr. Parvish Pandya was formerly a vice principal and associate professor in college at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan College at Andheri, Mumbai. From the year 1982 till 2018. Since August 2013, he is a consultant director for science and conservation with Sanctuary Nature Foundation, wherein he guides several projects and edits Sanctuary Asia and Cub magazines. Since July 2020, he has been appointed as a consultant vice president with Davig Law Groups, USA. Dr. Pandya is a coordinator for MSc program in biodiversity, wildlife conservation and management at Bhavans College, and he was a part of five-member committee which designed its curriculum. A PhD in zoology and a senior academician, Dr. Pandya has been teaching at various levels for more than 40 years. He is a resource person in the field of nature, environmental systems, biodiversity, climate change, and teacher training programs. He has a tremendous passion and commitment towards nature and environmental conservation, and he has passed on his interest to students, teachers, corporate personnel, decision makers, defense services, industrialists, and the lay public. Through talks, audio visuals, newspaper interviews, CDs, radio, and television, he enthralls his audience who also develop a great admiration towards wildlife and nature. Dr. Pandya is widely traveled in India and abroad and currently trains teachers in international schools in major internationally recognized curricula. His passion includes photography, music, singing, traveling, yoga, cycling, trekking, meditation, and organic lifestyle. His ex-students are currently in the field of environment and wildlife as journalists, researchers, teachers, professors, forest officers, naturalists, and wildlife tour guides, army officers, activists, and employees in NGOs, and many such related professions. In December 2010, he was conferred the RBS Sanctuary Green Teacher Award, and the citation read as follows. Dr. Pandya teaches zoology at Bhavans College, Mumbai, and has shaped and guided an uncounted number of naturalists. He is a bird expert, plant expert, mammal expert, reptile expert, and more. For over 3 decades, his greatest pleasure has been to share his love and knowledge of nature and spread conservation awareness to citizen groups, students, and public at large. And he has also held training sessions for officers of armed forces and academicians. A field man, he believes that the best education is imparted in the forest. The quintessential teacher, his greatest pride, he says, is watching his students evolve into naturalist and rational conservationist with the courage to act. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lalna, and good afternoon to all teachers and students of RD National College. First of all, I'd like to comment on the inspirational talk that was given by your principal, Dr. Neha Jagtiani. And indeed, every word that she said, I am a living example of that. Number one is India is such a beautiful country. We have all the possible habitats, ecosystems, a diversity of wildlife, flora and fauna in India. And this is what attracts me to India more than any other country in the world. It is rightly said, Sare jahan se acha Hindustan hamara. And that is also proved by the point that India is the only country in the world where without a passport, you can see every possible location which is there in the world. And without a passport, you can see every place like the Himalaya, the mangroves, the coral islands, the beaches, grasslands, deserts, rainforests. You say which habitat is missing in India and you will not be able to find that. So that is one comment that Principal Ma'am made, and I totally agree with that. And from the way she said, I'm 100% sure that she was talking about places that she has herself visited, and I could see the passion in her voice, which proved that you can't just sit at home. It's unfortunate that COVID and the pandemic has made us caged in our houses, but very soon we will all be able to travel and to look at these places. That's number one. Number two, the story about the cobra that she said is so true. We, as a human being, learn a lot from nature. And there are some natural instincts that we have, which we are born with. These instincts are the ones which, through millions of years of evolution, the animals have chosen to act like that because that is what is the best adaptation for them to survive. The cobra's instinct of hissing, the cobra's instinct of warning by raising its hood, all these are inherent and instinct. If the cobra sheds these behaviors, then the individual nature of cobra will vanish. Yes, human beings have very few instincts now, but there are a whole lot of learned behavior amongst human beings. As compared to cobra, reptiles which evolved on this earth, let's say during the last part of the Paleozoic era, they originated sometime during the Carboniferous and Permian time. This time was approximately around 300 million years ago. Okay, if you read the geological time scale, you'll come to know about that. And then these snakes and other reptiles have lived on this planet for more than 180 million years, which is the time during the Mesozoic era. And then they have evolved these instincts, whereas human beings, modern human being is present on this earth only since 20,000 years. The Homo sapiens sapiens, as it is called, sapiens means wise, and sapiens means the wisest of the wise man, has existed on this earth only since 20,000 years. So we have very few instincts in us, but we also have a lot of learning which is possible. And what I'm talking about today is the lessons that I have learned myself, whether you want to accept these and learn from them, or whether you want to be stubborn and become ignorant and arrogant towards these lessons which nature has taught me and is continuously teaching me. I am totally a student all the time. I walk into nature and I learn lessons every day. So these are lessons which I'm learning even every day. Now, whether you are going to learn from them or not is your own perspective and your own thought process which will help you. But I'm talking about days when I became interested in nature. I got interested in 1978-79 when I was in Ruia College doing my BSc. And at that time, we had Shama Fateh Ali, who was the niece of Dr. Salim Ali. And through her influence, I was very lucky to get sessions of bird watching and nature watching with not just Dr. Salim Ali, but Humayun Abdul Ali, Robert Grubb, J.C. Daniel, S.A. Hussain, and so many stalwarts who were there at that time as a part of the Bombay Natural History Society. And some of the lessons which I know from those days are totally engraved in my mind. Like, for example, Dr. Salim Ali told me that, Parvish, don't wait to become an expert. From day one, whatever you know, share the knowledge. So I will recite what Dr. Neha said from Bhagavad Gita, one of the incidences, that one Sadhu Mahatma, one sage, and his student, they were walking through a forest and they came across a mango tree which had lots and lots and lots of mangoes. But not a single bird was eating that mango. Not a single human being was eating that mango. And all these mangoes were literally decaying on the tree. And even after falling down, they were decaying. Nobody was taking the benefit of the fruit. So the disciple was quite shocked. He asked his guru that, what is this? Why is this mango tree full of fruits, but nobody is eating them? And the guru told him that in the previous generation, in the previous life, this mango tree was a teacher. He was a guru. And he was so closed in his knowledge and in his mind that he never shared his knowledge with anybody. He died at the end with all the knowledge, and he did not share it at all. Therefore, he was cursed to become a tree full of fruits, but no bird, no animal was eating them. So I'm sure your teachers are not such mango trees. All your teachers, I know them very well. Okay. Lata madam, Lalna madam, Manoj sir, Nikhil sir, all of them are all the time bubbling and very enthusiastic to share all the knowledge that they have whenever they get an opportunity to share with the students. Okay. So you also, at the end of today's class, whatever you have learned, please share it with as many people as possible, because as Dr. Salim Ali told me, don't wait to be an expert. At the end of 45 years of being in the forest and sharing my knowledge, I don't call myself as an expert. Although Sanctuary Citation mentioned that I'm an expert, I feel that I'm not an expert, because many a times I still go to the forest, and sometimes there is a 10-year-old child who asks me a question and I don't have the answer to answer that. So if I'm an expert, I should be able to answer. I should have the answer. But no, nature is so profound, nature is so deep, nature is so vast that every moment you understand that you know nothing. And that is what is the most interesting reason why every morning I feel like taking a walk, whether it's in my garden or in my trees around, or looking at videos, looking at National Geographic, whatever is possible. So I will start by also saying that there are several lessons which I have learned from nature, which I have slowly and meticulously implemented in my life. Meticulously means in a very organized and disciplined manner, looking at every small nitty-gritty. For example, you may not believe I am 62 years old, and yet I don't have spectacles, nor to read, nor to watch birds. I can show you all the birds which are there on the tree above the cannon and these Punjabi dhaba that is opposite National College, where I love to eat food. Okay. And I can show you birds around in National College and elsewhere in the forest as well. I don't need specs. I don't have contact lenses. I don't have eye number. And this is possibly because of I eat a natural diet. Natural. Okay. All fresh, locally available vegetables and fruits. I tell my children that if you don't eat vegetables and fruits today as food, as medicine, okay, if you don't them, अगर आपको करेला कड़वा लगता है तो वो कड़वा भी खा लो, ये सोचो कि ये कड़वी दवाई है. Why? Because if you don't eat vegetables as medicine today, tomorrow you will have to eat medicines as food. I'm not under any medication. मैं कोई भी दवाई नहीं लेता हूं. मैं सिर्फ रेगुलर कॉमन जो चीजें हैं, फ्रूट्स, फल, ये सब खाता हूं. Of course, I'm eating Chavanprash every day. That helps me to develop memory. And I remember all the scientific words of plants, animals, as many as possible. Okay. And that helps me in developing my memory. Okay. So that's an important lesson I've learned. A second lesson which I tell even youngsters today is that don't eat your mother's food. Eat your grandmother's food. मतलब क्या है? Pizza, burger, ये सब महीने में एक बार खाया तो ठीक है. But other lesson that nature teaches is that man has domesticated plants and animals 10,000, 15,000 years ago. And these plants were those, you know why we have these vegetables in our diet. हम रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में ये जो फल और सब्जियां खाते हैं वो क्यों हैं? प्राचीन काल में, in the good old days, maybe 15,000 years ago, मनुष्य ने देखा होगा कि अगर आपको पेट की बीमारी है तो उसके लिए आप ये भिंडी खा लो, क्योंकि भिंडी जो है एक पेट का साबुन है. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट आई नो वेरी वेल. यू नो, लेडीज फिंगर is a very good, okra is a very good food to cure your digestive problems because it has that very sticky substance and that cleans your bowels and your stomach. Okay. Second, दूधी, for example, लौकी जिसको बोलते हैं, it is very good for diabetes. So ये जानकारी पुराने लोगों ने क्या किया होगा, अगर किसी को डायबिटीज हो गई तो उसको रोज 1 महीने के लिए दूधी दे दिया. अगर उसका पेट खराब है 1 महीने के लिए उसको भिंडी दे दी. You know, this is how they discovered that the vegetables are important for your regular well-being and to keep your body fit and away from these illnesses. यही फल, यही सब्जियों को जंगल में से जमा करके, man was a hunter and a gatherer. At that time, he gathered these vegetables from the forest and then he started growing them in his own backyard, in his own garden. What does it mean? Domestication of plants. When you start growing vegetables and fruits in your own garden, you want them available for you, not just for once or twice in a month, but you want them regularly. And this is how the fruits and the vegetables became a normal diet for all of us who eat these kind of things. Okay. So a very important lesson that I have learned. Okay. In Hindi, there is a saying, Sir Salamat to Pagdi Hazar. The meaning is that if you are healthy, you can do as many of your interests, hobbies, and so on. If I become fat, agar meri tond aa jayegi, if I have a big stomach, then I could not have cycled. As a vice principal, I used to go on cycle for 13 years to college. No problem at all. नहीं तो मैं साइकिल के ऊपर दूध वाला भैया दिखूंगा, So I didn't want to do that. और दूसरा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि if I go for trekking, I love trekking. I go to Nagaland, to Arunachal Pradesh, to Kashmir. In fact, next month itself, on 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I'm conducting a bird watching and a biodiversity awareness program in Kashmir. Last week, I was in Goa. I was inaugurating, as a part of the Goa Bird Festival, I was giving the first inaugural talk on birds. So I will not be able to travel if I have all the problems of my body. Again, I reiterate, Sir Salamat to Pagdi Hazar. मतलब क्या है? अगर आप तंदुरुस्त है, अगर आप हेल्दी है, तो आप घूम सकते हो, फिर सकते हो, बहुत बोल कर सकते हो, पढ़ा सकते हो. All the things that you want to do, you will be able to do only when you are healthy. So this is a very important lesson. And I reiterate what Dr. Neha Jagtiani said, that one of the important lessons of nature is to be natural, and to be natural and to be healthy is a very important aspect of your life. I'm sorry, I'll have to reject these calls. Although Mr. Bittu Sehgal is calling me, my friend. Okay, I work for Sanctuary Magazine. Okay, so this talk that I have made, I made it just about 15 days ago. This is probably a very unique talk that I have made. And this is because I wanted to tell students and general public that when, as a student, when you write your CV, when you write your resume, okay, at that time, you write all the flowery words, all the flowery languages in your resume, okay? You write all your strengths. At that time, I said that why not prepare a unique talk? And what is a unique talk? All your strengths, all your biodata, all your CV, all your resume, good points, your strengths, like you write, you are hardworking, you are meticulous, you are timely, you are disciplined, you are honest, you are loyal. So many interesting words you write in your CV. These words are not new. In nature, every plant, every animal has these unique features, has these unique characters which are built into the body. Okay. Now I'm going to start presenting. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, and that is learning lessons from nature. I have already told you at the beginning some of the important lessons which I have implemented in my life, and because of which I am very, very happy to share some of the health tips that are there in my body. What I have done is, you will realize that all these are A to V, not A to Z, but A to V that I have made about the strengths, about the interesting aspects of our CV. Okay, so let me begin. adaptability to changes. We say, I am highly adaptable. Look at this larva of the tiger butterfly feeding on the milkweed. Milkweed plants belong to the group or the family called Asclepiaceae. My professor used to say Ashikaga but here this is Asclepiaceae. They feed, the Asclepiaceae family belongs, are the group of milkweed plants. They have a latex in the plant. When you pluck a leaf, when you pluck a stem, you see the latex oozing out. This latex is poisonous. Okay. Now, if it enters into your eyes, it can cause partial or complete blindness. The caterpillar knows about that. It still feeds on the leaves. Because of that, the poison of the leaf gets into the body of the caterpillar. So the caterpillar becomes poisonous. From this caterpillar comes out a tiger butterfly. And the tiger butterfly is also poisonous. Scientists have fed caterpillars to a bird. About 2-3 of caterpillars being fed to the bird becomes unconscious, nausea, vomiting. With 6 caterpillars, the bird can even die. What is the moral of the story? The caterpillar is adaptable to its own changes. I have tried to grow and pupate these caterpillars in laboratory. What I realized is that when you cover a gelatin paper of different color, the pupa is of the same color as the gelatin paper. Agar aapka color gelatin paper ka green hai, pupa is green. Agar gelatin paper blue hai, pupa becomes blue. So what does it mean? It means that the caterpillar can accept changes in color which are around its own environment, very highly adaptable to changes. All the photographs in my PowerPoint are my own. मैंने खुद ने ये तस्वीरें ली है, because when this video is shared, I don't want some photographer to say, sir, you use my picture, you have to pay some royalty. No, I don't want to go against any rights, any copyrights and so on. All these pictures are mine. Let's go ahead. These are brown-headed gulls in Ladakh. And if you go to Haji Ali, if you go to Sasundox, you will see these brown-headed gulls, जिसके अंदर ये black wing tips के अंदर white mirror होता है. देखो, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. These are brown-headed gulls. Okay. Now, can you imagine they are coming from the Himalaya? In Ladakh, it can be -10. But here at Mumbai, it is 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 degrees. Very highly adaptable to the temperature changes. But what they are not adaptable to is all the gathiyas, jalebis, samosas, bhelpuris, which is being thrown to them at Haji Ali, at Gateway of India, and all these places. They are not used to the human food. You will be knowing that human food we have cooked and prepared only since last few years. Oil to bahut hi recent times we have started using. You can't have gulls which will have blood pressure and diabetes problems like human beings have. So if you see somebody feeding these gulls with gathiyas and jalebis and theplas and papadas and so on, please very nicely go to them and tell them, sir, madam, ye gulls हिमालय से आए हैं, ये ह्यूमन बींग्स का खाना नहीं खाते हैं. अगर आपको चाहिए तो उनको फ्रूट्स फेंकिए, उनको वेजिटेबल्स फेंकिए. अगर वो खाएंगे तो they will be able to take that. So they are adaptable to changes in temperature, they are adaptable to changes in certain other environmental conditions, but not this stupid kind of food that we people are throwing at them. We say, I am a very good administrator. What is that? I am able to control my class, I am able to control my team, I am able to control people around me. This is a Hanuman langur, it's called black-faced langur. It has got a alpha male, and under them there will be females and young ones and other subordinate males like beta, gamma and so on. And this alpha male is very, very strong. He is capable of protecting and controlling and defending the entire troop against invasions, against any intruders, anybody who comes from outside. So he is a fantastic administrator. We learn from langur and from primate behavior how this is taken up. Altruistic. The meaning of the word altruistic means an individual who risks its own life for the benefit of the entire species. उसकी स्पीसीज के बाकी सब लोगों को बचाने के लिए, लोगों को यानी कि एनिमल्स को, इंडिविजुअल्स को बचाने के लिए वो अपनी जान खतरे में डालता है. यू नो अबाउट हनी बीज, एंड a worker honeybee has at the tip of the abdomen the sting apparatus, venom gland, alkaline gland, and the sting. And with that, it can sting an intruder. अगर उसके छत्ते के नजदीक, beehive के नजदीक कोई आता है, the workers go and sting. But when the sting is injected, the sting remains in the skin of the intruder. अगर आप जाएंगे तो आपकी चमड़ी के अंदर वो sting रह जाएगा. The worker flies away. But without the sting, the abdomen becomes open and the worker dies. Here, the worker is risking its life. It can, in fact, it's even dying to save the entire beehive from the intruder. I will give you a very good example. I salute all the soldiers who are standing 24/7 by 366 at our border. They are risking their own life to protect our country and not to allow any enemies to attack, to enter into our political local domain. This is altruistic behavior. So we have learned a lesson from honeybees. Yes. Analytical skills. अगर आप खारदांडा या जू बीच जाते हो, okay, and if you look down on the sand, और अगर उस टाइम पे अगर आपकी प्रेमिका की आंखों में नहीं देख रहे हो और नीचे देख रहे हो, then you will see some small crabs on the beach. These are called as ghost crab. Okay, they make a hole, and they make this hole every low tide. You all must be knowing that along the west coast of Mumbai and everywhere in the world, every day the low tide is delayed by 48 minutes. हर दिन low tide same time पे नहीं होती. Okay, that is very important for you to know. So if today the low tide is at 9 o'clock, tomorrow the low tide will be at 9:48. And then the next day it will be at 10, whatever, 46 or 10:36 or something like that. Add 48 minutes every day. So this is a delay in the low tide. Now what happens during low tide? The sand becomes exposed. क्रैब अलार्म रख के नहीं बैठ सकता है कि रोज मुझे 9 बजे ये होल बनाना है, मुझे अंदर जाना है, सैंड निकालना है, because that is the way the ghost crab advertises its territory. तो उसको ये हर टाइम every 6-8 hours it has to do this, make a hole, make a burrow, remove the sand and make its own territory. Imagine now its analytical skills to be able to gauge the time, the delay in the time every day, the size of the hole that it needs to make, the small sand ball that it needs to make every time to make the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. All these are analytical skills from a tiny ghost crab. Ye crab ki size, I would say, was about 1 inch in size. Can you imagine? So even a tiny creature like that has fabulous, fantastic analytical skills. Creativity. We all know monkeys are the best at creativity. They can use tools. Tools means weapons, okay, or some kind of gadgets, you know. These are the tools. When I took my daughter, when she was a young child, to Elephanta Islands, she had a small fruity packet at that time. This was more than 18 years old ago. Now I don't allow people to take too many fruity packets because it generates too much of garbage. Okay, I use usually bottles because bottles can be recycled easily. Okay, so that's one more lesson from nature. Okay, so she was consuming fruity from a straw, and Elephanta Islands is famous for its nuisance caused by these bonnet macaque. Down came a bonnet macaque, snatched from my daughter's hand that fruity packet, went to a tree and started sucking the fruity from the packet with the straw. अब उसको किसने सिखाया था? They were all, they learned the creativity that we can use the straw to suck from fruity packets. Like this, monkeys are known to use branches and twigs. They insert them into termite holes. Termites get attracted to the stem and then they pull out the stick, and from the termites which are stuck to the stick, they eat them. So like this, Monkeys and several other animals are known to be highly creative, using tools, weapons, other animals, and so on. You know, that's a very high amount of creativity. This tiger, I took the photograph while it was sleeping. This tiger is a very famous tiger. After my talk, Google on Tadoba Matkasur. Matkasur, a huge, hefty tiger. Please write it down, Matkasur, otherwise you'll forget. Okay, when it was taking a nap. Now, I want to show this pug mark as a communication skill, not just the pug mark. I'm using also the nose here for the communication. I can keep on talking for 1 hour. Even Nikhil sir can talk to you for 1 hour for communication in tigers. Okay, but the pad and the marking on the soil, the tiger uses to advertise to other tigers that this territory is occupied by the tiger. Not just that, you can see that claw. Tigers, what they do is that they stand on the hind leg, that means पीछे वाले पैर पे खड़े हो जाते हैं, पेड़ का सहारा लेके. They will take the support of the tree, and the first 2 pair of legs, मतलब आगे के 4 legs, वो ट्री के ऊपर रख के वो नाखूनों को ऊपर से नीचे तक खरोचते हैं ट्री के ऊपर. What does it do? It makes a claw marking on the tree. Now, by doing this, the tiger is doing multiple functions. Number 1, it is sharpening the claws so that it helps them to grab a prey. Okay. Second thing, very important, उसके पीछे के पैर पे खड़े होके उसके आगे के पैर के नाखून कहां तक पहुंचेंगे पेड़ के ऊपर. How high the front claw will reach on the tree. Once it has reached there and made the claw marking, the next tiger which comes there will also pose himself on the tree with its front claw on the tree. Now what will happen? The next tiger will compare. मेरे नाखून उससे ऊपर जाते हैं कि उससे नीचे जाते हैं. अगर ऊपर जाएंगे तो इसका मतलब ये है कि जो सेकंड टाइगर आया उसकी साइज पहले वाले टाइगर से बड़ी है. अगर नाखून नीचे है पहले वाले टाइगर से तो सेकंड वाला टाइगर समझ जाएगा कि हाँ, यहाँ पे एक बड़ा टाइगर है, मुझे यहाँ से रफू चक्कर हो जाना चाहिए. आई शुड लीव फ्रॉम हियर because this place is occupied by a taller, which means a bigger, which means a heavier, which means a more dominant male in the territory. Bina baatcheet kiye, the tigers are leaving identity cards behind, which helps them to communicate with other males and other females. I don't have to remind you that a female and a male tiger with the urine gives out pheromones, which tells other males and females about the presence of the other males and females in the territory. Please type tiger pheromone and read on Google. As I said, Nikhil sir, myself, Manoj sir, all these people who are there, they can talk for 1 hour about tiger communication, territory, marking, behavior. बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. Let's not spend more time. Competency. Competency word comes from competition. Competition का मतलब है to become unique. I tell all my students that become unique by developing unique skills, by developing unique traits, by doing courses, programs, acquiring knowledge and skills so that you become unique. When you become unique, nobody can reach your level. When nobody can reach your level, there is no competition for you. When there is no competition for you, you can be very calm, peaceful, because nobody can fit the same criteria of job requirements as you can fill. So, in my 40 years of teaching experience in the college, people used to come from several parts of India and several places and ask me to give talk as I'm doing today on several aspects of nature, wildlife, training teachers. I train teachers in international schools how to teach. And that's because just 2 days later, I'm going to talk to all over India. There is a group called Earth Day Network, and through them, I'm going to tell about how to teach science of nature, how you can tell them with stories. I don't deal with science only as sharing data. What I do is I weave a kind of a story around it and tell stories. So stories make more impact, stories create more interest, stories arouse more interest among students, and that's how people get interested. So by doing this since last 40 years, there was no competition, and that is why I was very unique. And this a peacock knows very well. He makes his own beautiful feathers. He becomes the most colorful animal. And so when he dances, other females get attracted to this peacock and other males run away from there, that humse zyada khoobsurat hai, there is no competition. By the way, how is a beautiful peacock as a indication of survival of the fittest? Now I would like to tell you here. And what is that? How did the peacock become beautiful? When he spent more time in taking care of the feathers, when keeping the healthy feathers, because feathers can get infected by bacteria and other parasites. What peacocks need to do is to do an antibiotic treatment at the base of the feathers. And this you must have seen sparrows doing it by taking ants and deliberately crushing at the base of the feathers, because ants contain formic acid, and that is a very good antibiotic. So by that, they kill all the infectious agents at the base of the feathers. By preening the feathers, the peacock must have made them more beautiful, which means spending more time in beautifying the feathers. Okay, that is number one. Number two, the peacock giving out his call. That's the kind of call that peacocks give, you know. And the more melodious the call of the peacock is, the more the females will get attracted to the male. So two things I said: beautiful feathers and melodious call. You all know very well, I'm sure all males who try and beautify themselves and all females who beautify themselves, you need to spend a lot of time grooming yourself. What is grooming? Personal attention, personal care, by all the kinds of, not stupid cosmetics, but by looking at yourself in the mirror, by eating healthy food, this, that, and the other, and all that, which means you need to spend more time to take care of your beauty. Second thing I told you about the call, all those who are classical singers, I am one such classical singer. I have learned music for 7 years. आपको मालूम होगा तानसेन भी अच्छा गाता था. क्यों अच्छा गाता था? क्योंकि वो रोज रियाज करता था. What is रियाज? Practice. What is practice? Spending more time, important, time in practicing the music every day. तो time किसको मिलता है? To keep the feathers healthy and to sing or to bring a beautiful vocal call. कब time मिलेगा? When all the daily requirements, इसको बोलते हैं chores. Chores मतलब आपकी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में जो आप रोज करते हैं, खाना पीना उठना बैठना. पीकॉक के लिए क्या है? खाना पीना, भागना, बचना प्रीडेटर से, छुप जाना. ओके, all these are daily activities which are called chores. वो सब रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी के अंदर एक्शन करने के बाद अगर उसको टाइम मिलेगा तो ओनली देन he can spend time in becoming good looking and having a melodious call. Now, I will tell you the secret. And what is that? The female don't have to ask the peacock, अरे तू बच गया क्या predator से? तूने ठीक से खाना खाया क्या? तुझे आता है क्या कैसे छुपना? All these things the female don't have to ask. The female only has to look at very beautiful feathers and a good call. From that the female can make out, can understand कि ये वो मेल है जिसने डेली चोर्स के लिए सब खत्म करके बाद में उसको जब टाइम मिला तो उसने अपने परों को ब्यूटिफाई किया, आकर्षित किया, उसके कॉल को प्रैक्टिस करके, अच्छा रियाज करके अच्छा कॉल अभी वो दे रहा है. ये दो चीज देखूंगा. इट मीन्स दैट दिस मेल इज very, very highly competent. He is a competitive male, and so I must get married to this male. This is a very, very important lesson in nature. आप कभी हॉबीज रखते हो तो आपको पता होगा, आप कोई सब्जी वाले को जाके बोलते हो क्या कि आपकी हॉबीज क्या है? वो केला वाला, पालक बेचने वाला बोलेगा, मैडम सर मुझे टाइम ही नहीं मिलता है मेरी रोज की रोटी कमाने से, हाउ विल आई हैव हॉबीज? सो हु हैज हॉबीज? Those who have spare time. Who has spare time? Those who can give time for earning bread, butter, jam, porridge, sausage, सब कुछ कमा के फिर स्पेयर टाइम मिलता है, उसमें वो हॉबीज डेवलप करते हैं. सो दिस इज वाई फीमेल्स एंड मेल्स आस्क ईच अदर, आपकी हॉबीज क्या है? ओके, दैट इज हाउ यू प्रूव दैट, ओ अच्छा, मतलब खाना पीना बैंक बैलेंस तो अच्छा हो गया है, अभी हॉबीज है उसके पास. सो दैट इज हाउ इज द कैलकुलेशन. ओके, इट्स अ वेरी डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन विद ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. डिसीजन मेकर. ओके, आपको मालूम होगा, दिस इज कौकल. भारद्वाज बोलते हैं इसको, मराठी में इसको कुंभार कावड़ा बोलते हैं. इसका पहला नाम था क्रो फेजेंट. इट इज द रिलेटिव ऑफ अ ककू और अ कोयल. कोयल की जात वाला है. आपको सबको मालूम होगा, यू मस्ट ऑल बी नोइंग दैट ककूज डोंट मेक देयर नेस्ट, दे लीव देयर एग्स इन अदर बर्ड्स नेस्ट, एक्सेप्ट only one exception is there, and that is this kaukal or Bharadwaj or Kumbhar Kavda or crow peasant. So what does it mean? This bird has decided, he is a decision maker, she, sorry, is a decision maker, that I'm not going to be the same like all the other members of my cuckoo family. And what is that? This is the exceptional cuckoo. It makes its own nest. It lays its eggs in its own nest and brings up its own young ones. So this has its own decision that it has been able to make. Dependability. All of you may be knowing, seahorse is not a horse, but it's a fish. And the male has a brood pouch. In that brood pouch, the female transfers the fertilized eggs from her body into the male's body. Now the female depends on the male to bring up the young ones in the brood pouch. Again, at the end of my talk, please Google and see seahorse giving birth, and you will see that it's actually the male which gives birth. Aisa lagta hai it is giving birth, but actually it's the fertilized eggs which the male takes care in the brood pouch and allows them to develop. When the young seahorse develop, the male opens the cloacal opening, and from that the seahorse young ones are, as it appears, born. But this is not real birth. It is only giving out the developed young ones from the fertilized eggs. So now in this case, the female depends on the male for the rest of the development. The fertilized eggs also depend on the male. So here we can call dependability. Focused. This is a one-horned rhino. This picture I took in Kaziranga 2 years ago. Rhinos have a bad sense of smell, okay, very short smell, very short distance, and a bad sense of hearing and sight. But they can see short focus very well, okay. Until you approach a rhino very closely, it may not be able to see. But once it sees that, it has got this short focus, and then it can attack, it can run after you and can almost trample a human being to death. So you have to be extremely careful. Don't go close. It has got very short, good short-sightedness or a good focusing at short distances, and that is how they can attack. 2 years ago, we have a picture, award-winning picture of a forest department individual who had to climb up a tree when a female rhino was guarding its calf, and it is so possessive and so much at cautious nature that it can attack. So the forest guard had to climb a tree to escape. So here is a very good example of being focused. In Nagaland, I have been in the first half of November. That's when Amur falcons, Amur is in China. These Amur falcons come all the way from Amur in China. they fly over Nagaland from 1st to 10th of November, and then they go all over India, come to western side of India, cross the Indian Ocean, and go to southern part of Africa. So focused is their migration, their approach, their movement, their, the entire travel and so on. I also need to be focused when I went to Nagaland, human focused nature. What you can see in the tree, almost all these leaves are not leaves, they are Amur falcon. In one morning, ज़्यादा नहीं, शायद आपको 1.25 या 1.5 लाख falcons दिख सकते हैं आकाश में. 1.5 lakh Amur falcons flying in the sky means they create a cloud of Amur falcons, and when they sit on the trees, it looks like leaves, but they are all, each one is an Amur falcon. So your eyes also need to be focused on these individual Amur falcons on the trees. That is how they all are. Fabulous thing that you may be able to see. Goal achiever. In fact, all eagles are fantastic goal achievers. Goal by way of prey that they catch, by way of the number of prey they are supposed to catch, by way of their target that they have to reach every year, by way of the forest that they will occupy, by way of the prey species that they will pick up. All these are goals that they need to reach, that they need to achieve. And of course, the flight, the height, the thermal currents that they have to take to fly at certain heights, all this talks about the goals that eagles have to reach daily, seasonally, yearly, and so on, from several aspects of their life. So fantastic goal achiever. Hardworking. Those of you who have studied in an English medium school, in your 9th or 10th, you must have had this lesson called the ant and the grasshopper. If I mistake not, if my memory is good, it was by Somerset Maugham. I may be mistaken, but that was the author of The Ant and the Grasshopper. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. What did that story tell you? That ants are highly laborious. They collect grains, food throughout the year for the so-called rainy day. Okay, whereas the grasshopper is a very, very time pass guy. He just whiles away time. He doesn't bother about feeding. He doesn't bother about collecting food. जो उस दिन आया वो ठीक है, नहीं मिला तो ठीक है, that kind of a behavior. And then there was a famous English movie called Fiddler on the Roof, and grasshoppers are supposed to be fiddling. You know what is fiddling? Using its hind legs to play a violin on the roof. Okay, so that's what the grasshopper is supposed to do. एक रूफटॉप पे, छज्जे पे जाके बैठ जाएगा और वायलिन बजाएगा टाइम पास के लिए. बॉदर्ड नहीं है, जो खाना मिला, खा लिया, कल की किसको फिक्र है, दैट वे, कल की कोई परवाह नहीं है उसको. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द ग्रासहॉपर. बट एंट कल की फिक्र करके आज दाने समेटता है, gathering all the grains and the food for the rainy day. This is a harvester ant nest, and this ant nest has a hole. In the hole there is a tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, horizontally, there is a chamber. In the chamber they collect the seeds, and sometimes during famine, जब दुष्काल होती है, जब उष्णता होती है, farmers and people are known to collect seeds from the harvester ant nest, and sometimes you can get seeds of edible grains like rice, wheat, maize, jawar, bajra, wherever these ants are, and that can be about half a kilo, 1 kilo of grains. उससे एक family का 5-10 दिन तो खाना हो जाएगा. So this is how the grains that these ants collect can also be useful for human beings, but the ant is collecting for its own colony, and that is why it is a hard-working animal. Immaculately dressed. You know what is immaculately? Immaculately means perfectly, clean, crisp, taking care of every small things in life. That is immaculately dressed. I don't know whether you are looking at the PowerPoint in the right way. I am quite a stupid idiot for all something perfectly. Perfectionist bolte hai na jisko. So even the slideshow that I have prepared, all the left hand side on the top is the strength. On the right hand side top, so on the left hand side top is immaculately dressed, that is the strength. On the right hand side top is the name of the bird, Indian roller. The font size on the left side above is bigger, it is 48. On the right side, Indian roller is 32. Each of the picture is 16 by 9 size. Okay, on the right hand side below, all the background is black, and in the black background is the picture. Now this is what I call as perfectionist. I love to be perfectionist. I try as much as possible. Some people call this as OCD, but what you call in India as OCD, in the West it is called as perfectionist. Okay, I don't mind, but I'm explaining to you that when your teachers give you a project, at that time your Word document must have the same font size, the same spacing, the same margins. Everything should be immaculately made. Only then it can show that you are concerned about how your presentation is. So here these birds are immaculately dressed. Whether a crow is visiting a garbage, gandi jagah, or whether a roller is sitting on the branch of a tree, they still have all the beautiful colors, all the pattern, all this color. Somebody had written an article some 20-30 years ago. If you look at the house crow, घर के इर्द गिर्द जो कौवा मिलता है आपको अराउंड योर नेबरहुड, क्या कौवा ये डिसाइड करता है कि मैं आज फल फूल खाऊंगा, सो आई मस्ट बी नाइसली ड्रेस्ड? बट आज मैं आई एम सॉरी बट आई एम गोइंग टू से दैट डर्टी गार्बेज के पास गंदगी खाऊंगा या रेलवे ट्रैक के ऊपर शेम्बुड़ खाऊंगा. द क्रो डज नॉट डिसाइड दैट एंड देयरफॉर मेक हिज ड्रेस डिफरेंट. द क्रो डिसाइड्स मैं जहां पे भी जाऊंगा, इट इज माई ब्यूटी विच इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो व्हाट इज द मीनिंग? अगर आप वी पीपल हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ सेइंग कुछ आपको कचरा साफ करने का है ना, तो आप घर पे बोलते हो अरे जरा गंदा कपड़ा देना. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग? गंदा कपड़ा देना मीन्स कचरा साफ करने के लिए गंदा कपड़ा. अगर वो कपड़ा ऑलरेडी गंदा है तो उससे कचरा कैसे साफ होगा? या फिर आप अगर कोई कार वॉश करने को जाओगे तो आप बोलेंगे अरे मैं गंदे कपड़े पहन के जाता हूं कार वॉश करना है तो. या फिर मैं अगर पार्टी के लिए जाऊंगा तो साफ सुथरे अच्छे कपड़े पहन के जाऊंगा. दिस इज हाउ योर ड्रेसिंग, योर लाइफस्टाइल, योर अपीयरेंस शुड बी इमैक्युलेट. जहां पे भी जाओ अच्छी तरह से अच्छे साफ सुथरे कपड़े पहन के जाओ, बिकॉज इट इज योर इंप्रेशन एंड यू ऑल नो फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन इज द लास्ट इंप्रेशन. It's a very important lesson that I have learned from nature. In fact, I will tell you a secret of myself. When I go to train teachers or when I go to somebody's house, I use a mint. Before I enter a person's house, I have a mint flavored either chocolate or a peppermint and so on, because when I go to somebody's house, my breath should not be bad smelling. And you know very well that if your breath smells bad, if a person is right in front of you, thank God these days we have the face mask, but still, if your bad breath can really detest people from in front of you, and that is a story, that is a lesson you must learn. So when you are going to somebody's house or when you are talking to a person, your smell of your breath as well as your clothes should not be bad, and therefore you must equip yourself with good smell from the mouth as well as smell from your clothes. It's not that you have to have peppermint only when you kiss somebody. Okay, all the boys and the girls are surely laughing. Okay, doesn't matter. Next, leadership quality. And what is that? Leadership means being a good leader. I'm sure you know that in the lion family, pride as it is called, the leader is not the male, but the leader is the female. How? Because she is the breadwinner of the family. Why? Because she hunts. Why? Because she is slim and fit. Why? Not because she goes to the gym, but because she gets less food. Why? Because the male eats up the majority and the big chunk of the food. Why? Because as soon as the food is brought down, the female who does the bringing out down of the prey, now the male comes from somewhere and says, "Hat baju, main pehle khaunga." Why? Because the male does not go to hunt. Why? Because the male has a mane yani ki the dark colored, hair around the head, and because of that dark colored head, the male can be seen very easily even if it is standing in the grass. Okay. Why does the male have mane? Why? Because the male wants to attract each other, that is for the female, as well as to keep other males away from the territory. So why the male? I'm keeping on saying why all the time, because what you must be doing as a science student is you also must be asking a question, why, every time, because only that why proves that you are a person who wants to understand reasoning. And what is reasoning? Intelligence. And what is intelligence? Capacity to reason. ये है या वो है, ऐसा है या वैसा है, so the male needs a mane. Why? Because when they attack each other, when the males attack each other, when they are going to hit each other with the paws, with the claws, the male will be able to defend himself from this thick fur coat around his head. Otherwise, the male will get injured from the claws of the opposite rival male. I hope I have answered all the why all the time. Okay. And therefore, the species is decided that the female should do the hunting. The male will have to sit back and wait. And therefore, the female is the leader in that sense. As hunting, the male is the leader because he is the strong, dominant male of that particular pride of lions. Let's look at the next one. Loyalty. You know, all know what is loyal. Loyal means एक दूसरे के लिए showing their own, you can say dependency, in that sense, loyalty. Okay. Now, loyalty is seen star screen. It seems that the couples mate forever. एक बार pair हो गया, bonding हो गया, they will remain forever for their lifetime. So that is loyalty. Management ability. ये spoon bill है, उसकी चोंच देखो चमची की जैसी है, लेकिन it can manage itself very well along the water body. It can feed, it can move around very well. So it has got high management capability. Maturity. Look at this daat, teeth, tushes of the wild boar, jungli dukkar, suar. On one hand, these teeth are used to dig out tubers, roots from the mud. But on the other hand, these teeth are used for defending the boar from the human beings or other defending other rival males or predators. So it has the maturity to use its teeth for feeding as well as for defending. So that is maturity, using the same thing for different things. Mental capability and capacity and application. You all know about the famous story, कौवे को जब पानी चाहिए था, घड़े में पानी कम था, उसने पत्थर डाले, पानी का लेवल हाई राइज हो गया. That is mental capability. Chimpanzees are known to use boxes to climb up, to reach heights, to get bananas and other things. Please read this on Google. Meticulous. Meticulous means perfectionist. अगर एक spider जो web बनाता है, if it forgets even one of the web strands, if it is not meticulous to see that each web strand is stuck properly, the web will start falling apart. That is being meticulous. Motivated. Gores feed on herbaceous and overhanging plants. It has a good amount of motivation to feed in its own restricted habitat, but it is motivated enough to keep to its herd. Sometimes herds can be 20 to 300 gaur or Indian bison. Indian bison is a wrong name. Gaur is the right term. So it is highly motivated and represented to remain in a social group, to remain among themselves. But if there is a predator who comes, then all the females and the matured individuals gather together and they attack and they cause a stampede against the predators. Organic lifestyle. I think what I'm trying to say is that every plant animal that I've shown you in this entire PowerPoint, before and after, all of them are having every character that I have spoken about. But what I'm trying to do is I'm using one example for only one character. I can talk about A to Z or A to V of every character of just the grasshopper, So what I'm trying to say is that I'm using different examples, but you can use one example for every strength, every character, every CV, word that I've said here. So organic lifestyle. Grasshoppers feed on leaves. They have a fabulous organic lifestyle. Organized. Gold-fronted leaf bird. It has a well-organized life so that it knows which tree to go upon, which flowers to feed upon, which nectar it knows very well, and therefore organizes its feeding behavior with the fruiting, flowering, nesting, what is called phenology of the trees around them. Here, this is Palash, Butea frondosa, or it is called Paras in Marathi, flame of the forest in English. Very beautiful tree. It will start flowering now. Patience. This is a tunnel spider or funnel spider. It makes its web on the ground. It lays a trap on the ground. At the center of that, it makes a tunnel or a funnel and it waits there patiently. When it gets vibrations from the web, it runs, jabs, injects the venom, and then wraps the prey in its web strand. So it has all the patience in the world waiting for the right amount of vibration from the unwary prey which may walk into the web and thereby cause the vibration. Another one, purple heron and grey heron. I mean, they are the fantastic patience examples. Agar aap isko dekhoge, if you see them, they will just sit like this, like that, waiting for a small prey to come close by. And then suddenly, from its yoga posture, it will jab at the prey and capture the prey. From this, Bagla Bhagat term has come in Hindi. Bagla means heron. Bhagat means, meditating or at patience. So Bagla Bhagat ka matlab kya hai? When a thief is waiting for the right opportunity to attack you, that is Bagla Bhagat. Bagla hai, it is waiting. When it gets the prey very close by, when you are not looking at or when you are unwary, okay, at that time it attacks. So that is why Bagla Bhagat, heron is the best example. Perseverance. Woodpeckers probe into the crevices of the barks of the trees to get caterpillars, grubs, insects, and so on. So it has to be perseverant and go around its trees, barks, everywhere. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक crevice के अंदर नहीं मिला तो दूसरी crevice नहीं देखेंगे. It has to keep on doing that. Perseverance is very important for them. Personal appearance. Owl moth, it has these eye-like spots, getting the advantage of pretending of being an owl. It lives in the rocky phases, in the crags of rocks and all these burrows, and there it gets protection because of the eyes. So protection about a predator. Planner. On the right below you can see wild dog. On the left you can see wild boar. Wild dogs hunt in packs. They plan their entire attack so that they go all around and attack its prey, and thereby they can be a fantastic planner to be able to capture its prey. Punctual. Dr. Salim Ali told me that every 17th of September in his garden in Pali Hill, Bandra, way back 40 years ago, he used to show that there was a wagtail which appeared every 17th of September. So punctual is their appearance and migration. In Mumbai, flamingos appear by December. January, they migrate from Run of Kutch. Some may be migrating even from Africa. Their appearance, their Arrival to Mumbai is absolutely punctual. We need to learn a lesson. Quick learner. I will give you an example of this left below red wattle lapwing. Ye wala. Okay. Once on a law college hill, my friend Tej Munkur had discovered a nest of this bird on the terrace. You all know that for rainproofing, we apply tar, dambar. Okay. So tar had been applied on the roof. You know, in Pune, it can get very hot during summer in May. When the temperature was 42 degrees, 43 degrees, the tar on the terrace started melting. What this red wattle lapwing had done, it had laid eggs on the terrace and it had picked up the molten tar, जो liquid tar हो गया था melting के कारण. It had picked up the tar and had put black tar on its eggs. Fantastic quick learner. It had learned that by applying a little bit of tar here and there, its eggs will become fantastically camouflaged. Relationship with others. This blister beetle has a brown colored secretion. If you take the beetle and squeeze, or if a predator takes and squeezes, the brown colored liquid causes blister formation on the skin. But on the other hand, when it goes and sits on flowers, it eats the flowers, so it knows exactly how to maintain relationship with other animals and plants in its own surrounding areas. Hanuman langur, when they climb trees, they deliberately shake the trees and throw fruits to the ground, which are fed upon by this chital. This is a mutualistic or a mutually beneficial relationship. Now, if a tiger is walking from the ground, the chital give an alarm call like, "Ow! Ow!" That's the way they give a call. That's an alarm call, and the langurs come to know. But on the other hand, if there is a leopard which is sitting among the trees, branches, the langurs can see, but the chital cannot see. At that time, the langurs give an alarm call, and that is like, that's how the langurs give an alarm call. I have learned through my 45 years of traveling in the forest that if the chital and the langur both are calling, you can be sure that there's a leopard or a tiger in that territory, and both of them can be seeing them, and this is how you can come to know about the presence. Supervisory skills. Silk moth need only 40 molecules of nectar over a distance of 1 kilometer to come to know about the presence of flowers which contain nectar in its own terrain, in its own domain. So it has a proper supervisory skill to roam around, move around, and come to know about which flowers are there at what distance. It can supervise and therefore monitor the area which it is roaming around. Time budgeting. Can you see there are two types of bugs here? This one has small wing bud. Okay, small wing bud. This has developed full wings. Ye dekho. Here you can see the wings are fully developed. Okay, and the black, this part here. So they know what time to come out, what time to emerge, what time to time themselves by budgeting and knowing which flowers, which fruits, which seeds, because their favorite food is silk cotton seeds. And so these cotton bugs come out at the right time, so that they can feed on the right food. If they come out early, the food will not be available. So it's a very important time budgeting that they are fully aware of. Versatility. Crabs. Crabs are known to be municipality of the seashore. They feed on dead, decaying organic matter. So their food source is not just one type of food, but they are versatile in their feeding habits. Survival strategy. And what is that? Every animal has a survival strategy. This is a mud terrapin. It has got this snout-like thing, like a snorkel. It lives among marshy areas, and by just probing a little bit out of the water, it can take in atmospheric air. You all know turtles breathe primarily with lungs. Of course, it has buccal respiration and cloacal respiration, but that is secondary. But its main organ is lungs, so it needs to breathe atmospheric air. So look at the tip of the nose that can puncture the water surface, and through that it can probe out. So here is a fantastic snorkel, a developed survival strategy by way of adaptations and behavior by which it can survive in the right kind of environment. You know what is tact? Tact means tactics. What is tactics? To modify your behavior according to the surrounding. We say he has got a fantastic tactics. Tactics मतलब क्या? किसके साथ कैसे व्यवहार करने का? Okay, that is tactics. Diplomacy means you are having a differential sentence or meaning or words or proverbs that you use with different people. We say that politicians are diplomats, they know kahan kya bolna hai aur kahan kya nahi bolna hai. Okay, so they know that. So tact and diplomacy is a very united kind of a term. With tact you develop diplomacy and so on. So if you have tact, you can be a diplomat. Fine. Look at this. Astracantha longifolia, common name is talim khana. It has got spines and it has got flowers which attract insects for nectar and for the cross pollination. Matlab, it has spines to protect, but it has flowers and nectar to attract. On one hand, it is trying to protect itself from other predators and herbivores. On the other hand, it is trying to attract special type of herbivores or insects or animals so that it can achieve cross pollination. A fantastic way. What you need to learn, that you need to have a tact and a diplomacy in nature so that you can be able to survive very well in this very harsh, ये क्या है बोलते हैं ना, ये जालिम दुनिया के अंदर है, तो आपको जीने का मकसद या जीने के तौर तरीके सीखने पड़ेंगे. To be able to survive in this very harsh world, you will have to develop a thick skin on one hand, but on the other hand, you'll also have to be emotional so that people around you can understand that you respect family relations, you respect friendship, you respect all the other relations with other people. So this is a very important lesson that we learn. And of course, team player, otters, they move around, they play, and they move around in a group so that they can hunt for fish. And all people who work in a team, in an environment where there are more people, they always say that, are you a team player? Which means that, can you work with everybody else around you? So otters are a brilliant example of team player. And again, कोयल अगर रियाज नहीं करती है, if it does not perfect its voice, its sound by mimicking the adults around themselves, it will not be able to improve itself, and thereby this is a fantastic example of a self-improvisation. So my question to you is, nature teaches us many lessons, but I have been really a good student now. Also, I am learning all the time. When people ask me, who are you? I tell them I am a student of nature, because every day I learn. So I am a good student, but my question to you is that, are you also a good student so that you can learn not just today, not just now, but all the time in your life?
Thank you, sir.
I hope you have some questions. I have just had 3 minutes more for you to ask questions. I was looking at the watch sometimes. So in the last minute, in the last 10-15 minutes, I had to go a little faster. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful presentation. Students, if you have any questions, you can chat on, put on the chat box, type on the chat box, or you can put your mic on and speak. Both will do, but best is chat, so that we can take our questions one by one. If you can put it on chat, that is better.
Students are more interested in writing their name and roll number.
Because वो attendance है इसलिए.
No problem at all.
सर जैसे आप राग गाते हैं वैसे perfectly planned था lecture.
I like to plan a little bit, and of course rest of the things comes with the experience and nature. I don't practice my talk at all ever, क्योंकि हर talk मेरा अलग होता है. Every talk is different. अभी same talk अगर मैं 2 दिन के बाद दूंगा तो I will use a different technique, I will use a different example and so on. Yes.
तो हर राग के अलग रूप होते हैं वैसे.
Absolutely. It
was really fantastic. I would like to entrust these students that a lot of work you have done even in Kashmir, sir. I could realize that when I joined the Pampore College that time.
Oh, yes.
Dal Lake Conservation.
I will answer a question, sir. What made you choose to be in this field? It was so interesting. It is exactly, totally, Joish, it was my passion. In second year BSc, in those days, वो टाइम पे पुरानी BSc थी, फर्स्ट ईयर एंड 2 ही साल का BSc था, लास्ट ईयर, आई मीन लास्ट बैच ऑफ द ओल्ड कोर्स. तो मुझे किसी ने बर्ड वॉचिंग के लिए लेके गए थे एंड आई जस्ट वाज ऑस्ट्रक. मुझे बर्ड्स देख के इतनी खुशी हुई, मैं पूरी चीजों को अपने आसपास भूल गया. एंड दैट इज व्हाट मेड मी पैशनेट. सो मैंने कहा ये एक चीज है, आई वांट टू डेवलप एन इंटरेस्ट इन दैट. सो मुझे वाइल्ड लाइफ में इंटरेस्ट आ गया. And then I went on developing my career, my MSc, my PhD, all that I did in wildlife all the time. So I am one of the lucky people that जब मैं जॉब के लिए जाता था, my job was never a service for me. मुझे ऐसे नहीं लगता था ओ नो अभी कल फिर से कॉलेज जाना पड़ेगा. नहीं, आई यूज्ड टू थिंक अरे वाह कल मुझे फिर से कॉलेज जाना है, कल स्टूडेंट्स को ये सिखाऊंगा, वो सिखाऊंगा, इसके बारे में बताऊंगा, उसके बारे में बताऊंगा. So I used to have a passion even in teaching. Remember one thing, do not choose a career which is not your passion. If you don't choose your career as your passion, you will be out of place. The moment you are out of place, your job will become stupid for you. I tell people that choose your career only which you are passionate about. Develop your knowledge, your skills in the same thing. अगर आपके पेरेंट्स बोल रहे हैं कि ये गलत चीज आप कर रहे हो, तो उनको बताइए कि उनको आपको किस में इंटरेस्ट है. 2-3 चीज बताइए, ये नहीं कि एक चीज को आप पकड़ के बैठ जाओ. 2-3 चीज बताइए जिसमें आपको इंटरेस्ट है, उसके अंदर आपका हुनर डेवलप कर लो. डेवलप योर स्किल, डेवलप योर नॉलेज, डेवलप योर एक्सपीरियंस. गो ऑन बिकमिंग बेटर एंड बेटर एंड बेटर इन दैट एंड देन चूज अ करियर इन दैट. शायद आपको ज्यादा पैसा नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन आपको इतनी खुशी मिलेगी, इतनी आपको हैप्पीनेस मिलेगी. जैसे कि 1-1.5 घंटा आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, आई एम टोटली लॉस्ट. आई एम नॉट लुकिंग एट एनीथिंग अराउंड मी. आई हैव अ पैशन इन टीचिंग because I am telling you about my own subject, about my own thing. I don't ever feel that I have wasted my time. I feel that I have invested my time. I had a very good time in teaching you all. So very important lesson in life, develop a career in which you are interested, develop knowledge, skill, passion. Your passion is very important. पैसे कम मिलेगा तो चलेगा, but you must be happy at the end of your life. ये एक फेमस जुमला है, एक फेमस किस्सा है. एक टीचर क्लास में गई और उन्होंने स्टूडेंट्स को बोला, राइट एन एसे ऑफ व्हाट यू वांट टू बी इन लाइफ. Everybody wrote an essay on what they wanted to be in life. Somebody wrote doctor, somebody wrote engineer, somebody wrote lawyer, ये वो सब बहुत सारे essays लिखे और सबने essay दिया. One child wrote an essay, I want to be happy in life. Okay, the teacher made a very ridicule out of that student. They said so many students wrote about being engineer, doctor, and so on. I think you did not understand the essay. Okay, you were asked to write what you want to be in life. You have written only I want to be happy. The teacher told you have not understood the essay. The child told the teacher, ma'am, you have not understood life. आपने जिंदगी को परखा नहीं है. You don't know what is life. So in the life, most important thing is to be happy. कम पैसे मिलेंगे तो चलेगा, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा पैसा कमाने से भी अगर आप खुश नहीं होते हो, तो what is the use of all that money that you have earned? Okay, very important lesson. I hope you will learn this lesson. And yes, but sir, I would like to know that why the lioness, even after hunting by herself, lets the male lion have the most. That's because that is decided. The male is protecting the female. अभी जैसे ह्यूमन बींग्स के अंदर भी कितने सारे घर हैं जिसमें आदमी पैसा कमा के लाता है, बीवी चुपचाप सुन के लेती है बिकॉज शी इज नॉट अर्निंग. पुराने जमाने में हस्बैंड वाइफ के जो कपल थे, उनकी कपल ज्यादा दिन चलती थी. आज की तारीख में तलाक जल्दी हो जाता है. व्हाई? दैट्स बिकॉज द वाइफ इज ऑल्सो इंडिपेंडेंट, द हस्बैंड इज ऑल्सो इंडिपेंडेंट. लेडी बोलती है मुझे पैसे अपने मिल जाएंगे, तेरी जरूरत नहीं है मेरे लिए. बट इन द previous 50 years, 100 years ago, the wife was totally dependent on the husband for getting the bread. So in those days, आदमी ने लात मार दी थी. It is against the human, I would say human principle. But this is how we all have lived, अपने दादा परदादा ये सब ऐसे ही जिए हैं. Their marriage were more successful. आज की तारीख में कम शादी successful होती है. So this is one lesson I've learned. I don't know whether you'll agree with me, but the lioness knows that the lion is there who she can depend upon for protection. Okay, and that is why for mating, for protecting, the lioness allows the lion to eat first. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. Which events will impact zoological research in the next upcoming years? Lot of stories are there. How to become self-reliant, how to become self-sustaining is something which is very important. To be able to develop a good immunity for all kinds of viral, bacterial, and all kinds of infection, that is a very important zoological research. To be able to live with other animals, to be able to survive, okay, how we can protect ourselves, how we can live with other animals, how we can learn lessons from other animals, that if other animals are habitats, other animals' habitats are becoming endangered, we need to protect that. We need to understand our role in nature, and from that we can understand that how nature is very important. Today we are at the trijunction of biodiversity, economics, and very important aspects that we need to learn. So politics is there, religion is there. All these are ये कम मायने रखते हैं. That is very feeble. We all need to understand the human nature and what is our role in nature. She can hunt, but she cannot protect. That is how the sharing of duties is also there in nature. Very important aspect. Okay, sharing of duties.
Students, any more questions? Lata ma'am? Lata ma'am?
Boलो, Nikhil.
It is already 12:36. So, so I'll request if you have any questions, students, more questions, okay, you can send it to me. Okay, send it to me. We'll send it to sir and we can take the answers. Okay, if you have any questions, अगर आपको बाद में भी कुछ याद आता है कि आपको questions है तो बोल सकते हैं. Now, first thing, we'll share a feedback. We'll share a feedback form with you. Take it. That feedback form is your attendance. So attendance आपने की है, but we'll share a feedback form. You have to fill that feedback form. And once you fill that form, उसमें जो email ID रहेगा, ठीक है? Pandya sir has shared 11 magazines which is related to the Sanctuary Asia thing. So we'll share it with you on email if you provide it properly. ठीक है? So आप जब email provide करोगे in the feedback form, please provide properly because we'll share all the 11 magazines which are related to nature with you. ठीक है? Is that clear, students? I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll share it in the end.
I
Okay.
think Pandya sir is answering them so very well that all their questions that they have in their mind, they can speak today.
Yes. So one thing which I have missed it is that I am also in this field. I'm teaching because of Pandya sir, because he has mentored me. He has told me things. He had a student and taught me all the things I'm required for academic teaching. So thank you, sir. And I'll request now Dr. Kiran ma'am to give the vote of thanks. Kiran ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And on behalf of RD National College, Department of Zoology, I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Parvez Pandya, and it's always been a pleasure listening to him. It's not the first time that I am listening to him, but it's always been a pleasure, and all his lectures have been so inspiring and good. And today's lecture, which has actually given an a view of how important it is to learn lessons from life. And I would say that even today in chemistry they have started biomimicry, which is mimicking the chemistry through biology, and it's a very very good field which relates biology and chemistry together, because we learn only from nature. And sir, thank you so much for this inspiring lecture. And students, there are different ways in which we perceive things. What you're asking, sir, as the questions for lion and the lioness, I think sometimes we also need to perceive uh, the things and look at nature and see that the only thing which the lion has more is the physical strength, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He has more physical strength than the lioness, and that is where even in nature you'll see internally the females are more stronger, but externally the males are more stronger, and that is what nature gives us. So let us think on those points. There's no point of argument in these things, because nature is not going to change its ways. We are the one who interfere with nature and then create a lot of problems. So let us be with nature, enjoy nature, and thank you very much, sir. Once again, we thank DBT for giving us grants so that we can organize such interesting lectures. And our principal, Dr. Neha Jagtiani, who has always been a support for all the activities which we do. I'm sure if this would have been, a physical session rather than a virtual session, it would have been much, much, much more interesting, and um, you could have asked more questions. So that is why. But the need of the hour is that we take virtual lectures, and so thank you, sir, for giving your time. Thank you, all students, and the zoology department for organizing this interesting lecture. Thank you very much, and hope to hear you again in near future. Thank you
Most
all.
welcome. Most welcome. All the best to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am,
you,
for
friend,
the
madam. I am very happy that DBT coordinator Dr. Mona Kejriwal also attended lecture, and from
Oh,
physics, Lakshman Chethar sir has also attended. So there are people who get attracted to nature everywhere, no?
Lata ma'am, even Dr. Rajesh Raut from Mathematics Department.
oh,
Yeah.
that's very nice. Thank you so much.
So once again, a very good lecture, sir. असं वाटलं होत राहिलं पाहिजे होतं, but anyway, time constraint.
Most
Thank
welcome.
you so
Most
much.
welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
God bless you all.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Bye bye.